What's up, guys? Welcome to the Chess Giant. This is Solomon Riddell, and today we'll be going over how to castle in chess. What on earth is castling, and when are we able to do it? Let's take a quick look at this position. Basically, castling is the one opportunity we have in chess to move two pieces in one move, and it involves moving the king two squares in either direction and allowing the rook to hop directly over. Let's say we move the king two squares to the right or to the queen side. Following this move, the rook will jump right over the king. Notice how the rook hopped right over the king only by one square. The rook didn't land two squares away or three or four or five. It landed right next to the king. By the same token, we can move our king not one or three, but two squares to the left or to the queen side, and then the rook again jumps right over the king. And again, the rook is not 2, 3, 4 squares away, but is right next to the king. And basically, guys, that covers what castling is. Castling has a lot of benefits: protecting the king, allowing the rook to come into the game, and getting an advantage in development. However, there are 4 different situations in which castling is not possible. And I'm going to show you guys 4 positions so that you guys can understand when you can castle and when you can't. The first example of not being allowed to castle is when there is a piece or pieces in the way. We cannot castle to the right or to the king's side because this bishop is in the way, and we definitely cannot castle to the left or to the queen side because this knight, bishop, and queen are all in the way. So in order to castle and get the benefits that it brings, you have to get these back rank pieces out of the way and into the game. Our second example of not being allowed to castle is when the king has moved or the rook in which you plan on castling with has moved. We cannot castle to the king side here because this rook on g1 has obviously moved from its corner spot. And let's say here white plays a move like king e2 and then moves the king back, and black pushes the pawn on the king side of the board. Here white would love to castle the king, but since the king has moved, castling is not an option. So in order to castle, both the king and the rook you plan on castling with have to be untouched up to that point in the game. The third example of not being able to castle is when we're in check. What is check? Check is when one of the opponent's pieces is actively attacking our king. Here this queen is attacking our king, and we love to castle either to the king side or the queen side, but because our king is attacked, we either have to block the check or move our king one square in either direction. And lastly, the last thing that will prevent you from castling is if you're castling through check. Now, here our king is not being attacked by any piece, but the squares next to it are. What do I mean? Well, this bishop is attacking the square left to our king, and this queen is attacking the square right to our king. So here the king cannot castle either direction because both of these squares would be considered castling through check. So guys, I thought I'd finish this video off with a little puzzle. Let's just say that our king and rook here have not moved yet in the game. How can white win in one move? Let me know. So guys, I hope this video was helpful. We have many more videos, including a passant, how to checkmate, how to stalemate, and move the pieces, etc. Needless to say, if you're just starting out with chess, make sure to hit that subscribe button and maybe even hit the bell so you don't miss out on any of our new videos coming out. I thank you guys for tuning in, and I'm wishing y'all an amazing day. Peace. Thanks for watching today's video. If you'd like to watch another one, you can click or tap up here. And I've got a lot more high quality chess content on the way. So if you'd like to subscribe, you can click or tap down here. I really appreciate your support.